So what do you want to do? We got a few songs requests. We got one kind of disaster scenario from Dr. Joe Elite.
Well, let's hear
Uh,
this.
you want to hear
What's
that one?
what's the disaster scenario?
Well, I'll be reacting to it with you at the same time.
Oh, it's
So
another video.
yeah, do you want to do that?
Okay, is it the the poles are flipping or what's going on?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Okay, how long's the
Super
video?
flares. Okay, but this one looks interesting. The Great Tsunamis when the Earth turns over. That sounds like great for a Friday. So let's put it in.
Surely the poles are flipping in that one.
It's let me see how long it is, okay? It'll get you off of the oh, it's only 2 minutes. It's a perfect time to react. So here's Dr. Joe Elide. The Great Tsunamis when the Earth turns over. Chris, I'm gonna share my screen and let's just watch the whole thing and see if it's pause worthy at all. Can you see?
I can see.
Let me know if you can hear.
Tonight we're going to answer a
Can you
question
hear?
about the invasion
Yep.
of the land by the oceans, the great tsunamis when the Earth turns over. Now last night I showed you this and gave you the links to 4 key Earth tilt and tsunami videos, but there is some deeper diving that can be done. Those links are beneath this video as well for those who missed them, but the question I got was about the sloshback tsunamis and why they happen. I realized it might not be obvious, but we can do a simple experiment to show why. As I move this representative ocean basin, the plastic bin, you will see how the inertial waves go opposite the motion at first, and those are the run-up tsunamis, but the sloshback goes the other way when the motion stops. Now what this simplified representation in my kitchen can't show you is that the initial tsunami may be smaller in height, but it goes much further inland as the run-up exceeds the wave height by a huge margin, and it has the push of the oceans behind it. This is also detailed on page 95 of our book, The Next End of the World. The slosh
First of all, we need to interview this guy ASAP. This sounds extremely interesting. He wrote
Next
a
end of the
book.
world.
He wrote a book on this, and he references page 95, which has a graph. This book looks super technical. This
Oh,
guy
come on,
doesn't
don't you like
seem
the
like
name of the book? Next end of the world. Come on, it's a great name.
we got to get this guy on the show. Thank you, Dr. Elite. Maybe he knows him. Dr. Joe's like well connected.
Back doesn't go as far inland due to there being less water pushing behind it, as much has already been deposited onto land, but it hits with much greater height. So the initial wave may be smaller and go further inland, but the slosh is titanic when it comes back across the basin and hits the land. Now let's go back and do something from those previous videos and see some basic and other notes. We have seen this several times, the new equator, but when you see it in motion, it really helps tell you how the tsunamis are going to move. We know from the ice weight distribution and LLSVPs and a couple other things, they all point to one tilt. Greenland goes to the equator, making Brazil the South Pole, and as this happens, the
Wow.
inertial wave traveling furthest inland is heading north, which is why the Gulf of Mexico and Atlantic are going to pound the eastern and central U.S. so badly. The regions with water facing south in Europe and West Africa, they get hit hard as well. After the tilt, the sloshback hits the northwest USA, the northeastern portion of South America, and the European and West African regions with water currently to their north. Antarctica is going to take an initial inertial wave from the Indian Ocean that may run across
Hey, time
much of
out
the
for a second.
continent. As
So, with all this seawater rolling over the land, wouldn't that mean that you would not be able to grow anything for quite some time on the land? Because
Yeah,
I would assume it would attract some salt from the ocean, right?
yeah.
And you
We'd
can't
probably
grow
have
on
a lot of
salted land.
we'd probably have a lot of marine life to eat though.
Yeah, for like a couple days, but good luck eating in about 6 months when you can't grow anything.
Maybe they're sending us messages like Disney's doing the Little Mermaid. I mean, maybe that's like something there. You know, maybe they know
Something there.
this.
Eat mermaids.
Subliminal, you know, getting us used to an aquatic life. What was that movie that was? I thought it was really good when I was a kid. And
Waterworld.
Waterworld with Kevin Costner, right?
Yeah, he had gills.
I thought it was great. I was only 12, and it was like horribly critically not acclaimed.
Yes.
And I never understood why, but I was only 12.
Had a huge budget too for the time. It was like
I know.
200 or 300 million or something.
Did you like that movie?
I actually did like it. Most everybody I knew did not, but I actually
Yeah,
kind of
I
did.
don't understand why people didn't. But anyways, we're almost done with this. Dr. Joe, I know you're like, can't wait to see what Chris says, so 40 seconds.
As well as Indonesia and northern Australia. But the bigger story here is where I believe most people will be in trouble. The sloshback will be worst at India and the Chinese coastlines. Those two sloshbacks have the ability to take out regions currently containing about 25% of the entire human population on Earth. Try those tilts with the globe at home and see where the inertial and then sloshback waves will go for anywhere, even the lakes, which is always an underestimated aspect of this equation. And I'll see you in the morning for the daily show. Be safe, everyone.
What a way to end a video. Hey, you know, the world's gonna end, but I'll see you in the morning, guys.
Yeah, right.
This guy, we already featured him before. What separates this guy from the rest of the nut jobs is he's actually like super educated. He's like organic chemist. He developed a lot of the drugs for Pfizer and J&J, like the scientists behind
hmm
the chemistry. And so now he's doing this, and this is like seems to be his hobby and mission. And Dr. Joe is really a fan of this guy. Dr. Joe said, "Here we go." In regards to this, it looks like he said it looks like Yuma might just be fine. Yuma might actually survive. We could get some inflatable rafts just in case. So,
Well, that video made it sound like, in terms of the United States, the Gulf and
The eastern
northern and eastern would be,
Screwed.
and north too, because
And
of the
northwestern.
sloshback.
like where you're at in Seattle, where you were in
Yeah, 'cause
Seattle,
the
where you still
sloshback.
have slosh. So SoCal seems okay. Arizona seems okay. I don't know. And then maybe
So-
we'll have beachfront property in Yuma.
The problems would be though. Well, so I wasn't clear from the video if this tsunami does roll over any of those areas, right? Over California or even Arizona. But anywhere it rolls over, you're going to have difficulties with water until the next rain. There will be no fresh water, right? Because it'll all be salted. You can't drink it.
Right. Right.
So all the lakes would be polluted, all the rivers would be polluted
Yeah.
until the next rain.
Yeah, you're screwed no matter what. You know, it's just, I mean, maybe you can be near the Colorado River and have some fresh water. You can carry
But
some
you wouldn't. It would be-
desalinization.
Okay, yeah. If you did that, sure.
You could have some tablets. Dr. Joe actually has like some chemicals that can
Desalinate,
not. I don't know if it's desalinate or just like
you get drinkable.
make river water drinkable,
Okay.
potable.
Remove
But anyways, what do you
harmful
think
products.
about this like disaster stuff? You never really like talk too much about this. You focus more on like the political spectrum.
Well,
which
I
is
think
a disaster of its own. But
well, that's in your face every day, right? So something like this, an event like this, is not foreseen. You have no idea it's coming. So there's no way to plan for it. A massive earthquake, Yellowstone blowing up. I assume the ground would swell, but who knows if it'd be for an hour, a day, a week? Who knows how long it's going to be swelling? Right?
well, this guy's argument is that we are headed towards the electromagnetic poles flipping, and this will happen. It's just a
a
matter,
matter
of
of
time.
when, right?
Yeah.
So, but there's no way to know when that time will be.
Right, but we
So-
do know it will happen.
You're preparing certainly for the inevitable, but it's anybody's guess when that occurs.